When the agency called her that cold Monday morning, Jenna didn't expect her life to change. She was a single mom, juggling part-time jobs and raising her 8-year-old son, Noah, in a small apartment outside the city. Money was always tight, time was always running out, and dreams were always postponed. So when the voice on the phone said, "We have an urgent placement. High-paying, but challenging," she hesitated. Challenging meant trouble. Challenging meant chaos. Challenging meant something every nanny in the agency had already refused. But high-paying meant rent. High-paying meant groceries. High-paying meant no school fees. She swallowed and asked, "Who are the children?" The agent paused. "The twin daughters of Adrian Blackwood." Jenna almost dropped her phone. Everyone in the city knew that name. Adrian Blackwood. Young, brilliant, intimidating, a self-made millionaire whose tech empire had grown so fast that magazines called him the man who doesn't have time to breathe. He had been widowed 4 years earlier, and ever since, every nanny, teacher, tutor, and caregiver had quit within days of meeting his daughters. Rumors said the girls were impossible. Rumors also said they were heartbreaking. How soon do they want someone? Jenna asked carefully. As soon as possible. Today. No time to be scared, no time to overthink. She accepted. By noon, she stood in front of the Blackwood estate, staring at the mansion that looked more like a silent museum than a home. Tall glass windows, a stone driveway, a massive door that felt heavier than her entire future. She rang the bell. A housekeeper opened it, looking exhausted. "You're the new one," she said without surprise. "Come in before they start." "Start what?" Jenna asked, but she didn't get an answer. Instead, she was shown into a living room so polished it smelled like lemon and perfection. There were expensive couches, untouched bookshelves, and 2 pink backpacks thrown on the floor, proof that somewhere inside this marble cage, children did exist. Then she heard it, a scream, not fear, not pain, rage, sudden, explosive rage. A second later a girl burst into the room, small, blonde, wild-eyed, holding a paintbrush dripping with bright green paint. She stopped when she saw Jenna, blinked once, then loudly declared, "You're new. You won't last an hour." Another girl appeared behind her, identical in face, opposite in expression. This one was quiet, clutching a stuffed unicorn with eyes full of alarm and sadness. Jenna understood immediately. Twin hurricanes, but of very different storms. "I'm Lily," the bold one said. "And this is Lucy. Don't talk to her, she won't answer." Lucy hid behind her sister, gripping the unicorn tighter. Jenna didn't kneel. She didn't soften into sugary sweetness. She didn't put on the professional nanny smile she used at daycare jobs. She just looked at them calmly. "Where's your father?" Lily smirked. "Working. Always working." Lucy whispered something into the unicorn's ear but said nothing out loud. Before Jenna could speak again, a tall, sharply dressed man stepped into the room, adjusting a watch that probably cost more than her entire yearly income. His face looked carved from stone, strong jawline, tired eyes, unreadable expression. "Adrian Blackwood." He gave Jenna a firm nod. "Thank you for coming on short notice." "I apologize in advance." Lily laughed. "You should." "Girls," he warned. But they didn't shrink. They didn't try to please him. They didn't even look at him. And that told Jenna everything she needed to know. These twins weren't bad. They were hurting. And loneliness had become their language. Adrian cleared his throat. "Your job is simple. Keep them safe, keep them occupied, keep them from destroying things." Lily grinned proudly. Lucy looked at the floor. Jenna nodded. "I understand." But Adrian was already checking his watch again. "If you need anything, talk to Margaret, the housekeeper. I'll be in my office." He didn't say goodbye to the girls. Not even a glance. And Jenna watched the way Lily's eyes hardened and Lucy's shoulders drooped. The millionaire didn't mean to be cold, she could see that. He was drowning in work, in grief, in desperation. But his daughters were drowning too. And no one had noticed. When he left the room, Jenna looked at the girls. "All right," she said gently. "What were you two doing before I arrived?" Lily lifted the paintbrush. "Painting. But they said I can't paint on the walls." She pointed proudly at a bright green handprint smeared across a white column. Jenna didn't gasp or scold. She simply asked, "Did it make you feel better?" Lily froze. No adult had ever asked her that. Maybe, she muttered. Lucy peered up at Jenna, eyes wide as if waiting for the explosion. But Jenna only smiled a little. Okay, then let's clean it together. And then maybe we paint something on actual paper. The girls stared at her suspiciously. Why aren't you yelling? Lily demanded. Do you want me to yell? No, both girls said quickly, even Lucy. Then yelling won't help, right? Jenna replied. Something in the air softened. It wasn't trust, not yet, but it was attention, and that was a start. The afternoon was chaos, but not the kind that scared Jenna. Lily tested her every minute, shouting, interrupting, climbing furniture, demanding things just to see if Jenna would break. Lucy stayed silent, following her sister like a shadow made of fear. But whenever the noise rose too high, Jenna lowered her voice instead of raising it. When Lily threw crayons, Jenna quietly picked them up and handed them back. When Lucy wanted water but was too shy to ask, Jenna placed a cup near her hand without saying anything. Slowly, very slowly, the storm began to quiet. Not end, but breathe. And breathing was enough. By evening, the housekeeper peeked in with disbelief. They haven't broken anything, she whispered, as if this were a miracle. Jenna smiled. They're good kids. No one else thinks so. Well, Jenna said with a shrug, maybe no one else ever listened. Behind her, Lily pretended not to hear, but her face softened. Lucy hugged her unicorn tighter, as if she understood but couldn't say it. At 6, a door opened down the hall. Footsteps. Heavy, tired, dragging footsteps. Adrian Blackwood appeared in the doorway, still holding a tablet filled with unread emails. His tie was loosened, his sleeves rolled up, his face a mixture of exhaustion and caution. How was it? He asked, bracing for bad news. Lily folded her arms. She didn't quit. Jenna grinned. Not even close. Adrian blinked, as if unsure whether she was joking. Then he saw the clean floor, the girls sitting on the carpet drawing, the complete lack of screaming, or broken objects. His shoulders fell, not in defeat, but in relief so deep it almost looked painful. How did you manage this? He asked softly. Jenna didn't answer immediately. She watched the twins, who pretended not to be listening but were definitely listening. I treated them like people, she said finally. Not problems. Adrian swallowed hard, the words hitting him deeper than he expected. Before he could respond, Lily marched over and tugged his sleeve. Daddy, look, I drew you. He knelt slowly, as if afraid to break the moment. The drawing was messy and crooked, but it showed him holding the twins' hands. His eyes glistened for a second before he blinked it away. It's beautiful, he said quietly. Lucy tugged Jenna's shirt, showing her a different drawing, one of a woman with long hair holding two girls. That's you, Lucy whispered. Her first words of the whole day. Jenna felt something warm and heavy settle in her chest. Hope, maybe for them, maybe for herself. Adrian rose, clearing his throat. Jenna, may I speak with you privately? She followed him into the hallway. He looked hesitant, thoughtful, almost vulnerable. No one has been able to handle them, he admitted. Not teachers, not therapists, not me. And yet in a single day, he shook his head. I don't know how you did it. Because I've raised a child alone too, she said softly. I'm used to storms. For the first time, his expression cracked, not with anger or impatience, but with respect. I'd like to hire you full-time, he said. Whatever salary you choose, whatever schedule you need for your son. Just, please stay. Jenna looked through the doorway at the twins, Lily pretending to be uninterested, Lucy watching with quiet hope. And something in her heart answered before her mouth did. She nodded. Adrian exhaled as if he'd been holding that breath for years. But neither of them knew that this job would become something more. That healing the twins would heal him. And that Jenna's quiet strength would change the house, the children, and the man who lived inside it. They didn't know it yet. But this wasn't the beginning of a job. It was the beginning of a family.